This is episode 7 on master bathroom renovation and remodeling. Complete renovation and remodeling. Include top to shower conversion. I'm going to do my best to go through entire process to complete this project. In the last episode, what we did, we removed the top, also removed all the walls to check to see what type of damage behind the wall and what process I need to take to fix each of them. Framing the shower area, drywall installation, replumbing shower area, waterproof shower area. Then remove the mirror and think what's the best way to handle that. It needs some electrical work. Removing the current tiles, the tree area, and retile it. So this is the rest of things I need to do to fix this bathroom. I need to replumb the toilet area and install the toilet. Focus on do some trimmings around the door, install medication cabinet inside the wall, painting cabinets and walls, install shower doors. This is going to be a long project, folks. Wish me luck. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Let's get started. I did my best to organize all this video so you can find it much easier. The way you access it, go to my channel, select playlist, and all the host projects are located right in this icon. Feel free to access all those videos. And meanwhile you're here in this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And this is where it's located, subscription icon. And select the bell so you'll be notified for upcoming video, and select the thumbs up so YouTube suggests this video to others. Thank you so much. Here's a couple of things I forgot to mention in the last video. When you install bathroom tiles, do the end first, because you want this tile end of it be hidden behind this. So when you grout it, you don't see any imperfection at all. It's just perfect lined up. Right between this tile and that tile, that corner, the grout was the corner. Now let's talk about this. Do you remember when I was lining up this here? I want to have a picture frame. This is like a picture frame. And the corners also is cut in angle like a picture frame. Every corner this angle. So this is the grout line I was talking about. The way you calculate this, you measure, you want to just continue here between this tile and that tile. I could bring this tile lower, but I want this show as a picture frame. I don't know if that makes sense or not, to see it like that. That's what I was trying to accomplish. These sides is the same tile that I cut them and put them here. Instead continuing those all the way down, it didn't look good if you do that. You want something like break right here. So that's another thing. This piece here is the same size of those tiles. I laid in the side, cut both of them, and this is how it looked like. Those are a few things I forgot to share with you last video. Hopefully this is going to help you as well. This is the oldest style. We want to install something newer. Of course I already took it out, you know. And see if there's a big hole underneath. I have to fix this. Let's fill that hole up. It is the time now to fix this where the toilet would sit right here, and that's a water inlet. These are the material you need. You know, these things, the glue. And also I like to use this because here I can glue it into the PVC. If later on I can just take this piece out, if there is any type of leaking issue, I can fix it without damaging, you know, the PVC. So I'm really happy with this. This is what it is. That's what I purchased. I'm going to brace this up. Yeah, you might ask why. Because when you mop the floor, I don't want to mop headed the pipe and break it. I'm going to bring a little higher. Got a couple of pieces of board from other projects. You see, I already put one here like that. I'm going to screw it, and another one here. This one goes over there being screwed there. The reason I'm doing that, I put drywall over here, then I screw the drywall over this. It's going to hold it much better. As you see, I left the back paper to other drywall. Of course, I'm going to mod this, to hold it pretty well. That wall was fixed, painted, and I just want to show you that's also being done. Alright, what I did here, I used this product, Tilex. I'm going to spray all inside. This is a toilet cover. I already did inside, the tank. And after spraying it, it's going to be amazing. It's going to get rid of all this mold. Of course, after is dissolve, you hose it off with the water. This is the flange I'm going to use. It comes with 2 bolts. As you see, I already installed it. So what I do is put like that. Just put it down and turn it. Come all the way in the center. Then press this plastic down. This is a new thing I'm going to use. You can adjust different size. And for the level tile, they say use all of them. So I'm going to install this like that. Goes in the holes. Supposed to be not as messy as the other one. Has a 10 years warranty. Just put this over. Make sure those 2 holes line up with your screws. This goes here. Need to get a wrench for this. I just use wrench just a little bit. Don't want to crack the toilet. Just a little bit. As soon as I stop, I let it go. See, no gap anymore. You remember I replaced all this. So I'm going to take this out right in the top. These are for different installation than what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it aside. Now the tank is ready. This is the back of it. And I took all these bolts out, changed the washers. See, this is a brand new washer I put there. Okay, I use this Teflon tape, went here 3 or 4 times clockwise. When you install this, it closes this way. So you want Teflon goes clockwise, all right? Let's install the tank. So these bolts gonna go in those 3 holes. Each bolt has a washer and the nuts gonna be tight from underneath. So you get this washer goes in first, then the nuts goes over it like that, so it holds it. I'm going to install the other 2, then I'm going to tighten them, okay? All right, I have to go back to the hardware store. 12-inch was very long for the space I have, so I bought a 9-inch. And the one thing you need a tool like this to fit here. Of course, the other side, you just tighten them by hand. This is, you need a tool, but don't put too much force when you install. You're gonna crack pipe. So this goes here like that. And before I finish this, I wanna tighten here with a tool. You hold here like that. You just go a little bit, not that much. As soon as stop, you let it go, right? Don't put too much pressure. Yeah, they don't have 8 inches long. I wish they did. So you just tie this by hand like that. Again, when it stop, let it go. Don't put too much force on it. Okay? Now let's test it. Let's see if there is any link anywhere. I bought the 1/2 turn instead of going around and around. We want to check under, make sure there is no leak. Those screws that we put in, there is no leak underneath. You want to double, triple check Flush it a few times, make sure everything works very well. Do not walk away from it. If there is a leak, you're going to have a lot of issue. You're going to get all over the house. Look how clean this is. I wish I had a video of this, that when you take it apart, it was awful. Because usually, you know, the water stay there and create a lot of mold. Okay, stop. That's where I want it. See, about an inch before to get to the top. You see that line? I can go up to that line, but here is fine. One thing I usually do, I put a couple of pieces of paper towel to watch that, because if there's any leak, you will see it on paper towel. Keep the paper towel there for at least a few days. I'm gonna flush it a couple of times to see if it flush okay or not. After you flush, you wanna make sure there's no water comes out of here, right? Let's do that. You see, this is what I was talking about. Use the paper towel. You see, there's a one drop here. See how quick you can see it in paper towel. On the tile, there is no way you could see. I want to tighten these things out a little bit. See, it's a little wet. That's why you want to make sure everything is fine. So these are the two tools you need to tighten those. One, you need a long screwdriver. They call it flathead like this. You go from inside the tank. You see that is screw in the bottom right there. You hold it with this, and with the wrench underneath this one, you go ahead and tighten it. I already did that. One quick thing, the best way to test to see if those are leaking or not, get a paper towel. They go underneath like this, and touch the screw like that, turn it. Then see if there's wet or not. See, it's already fixed. I do the same thing here. And here. See, there's no water at all. If there's a water leak, you will see it here. This fan also installed. And there's just two screws, and the other side there's a lip right there. See, you put those two in. There's two screws here. And of course, you hook it up to electricity up there. Now I have to put this part over it, and then the glass goes over. And this is going to be a little challenge to little space to get there. 3 nuts here that is installed. Yeah, of course it is on. Okay, that is one. And install the other one as well. All right, this is installed. This is where the fan actually sucks the air in. This is where medicine cabinet going to be installed. It used to be during the surface. Cut this. So today I use this tool, cut bottom and top, and I left enough space in the bottom so I can put 2x4 across and also 2x4 in the top. I already cut it. See, removed. See, the laser is telling I'm a little off here. I need to cut the drywall. I want to make sure the medicine cabinet is totally level. Otherwise, you know, the thing's going to be tilted like that, whatever you put inside. So I'm going to do both sides. First, I'm going to fix this, then the other side. Mark whatever needs to be marked. Then I cut it. Using that laser, it makes it much easier to cut, and you see it's almost fit perfect. Just there's some gap, so I'm going to use this product. This is very good product. Fill up those small gap with this. Then of course later I'm going to paint it. You know, in the bottom right here, from inside, I put a 2x4, screwed it to both sides, and also as you see, right where the 2x4 was as a support. Same thing up here. They can put up one 2x4 across. You want to do that anytime you cut those supports, you know, you have to support them other way. Even there is a double 2x4 here. There's a corner, another double here. Usually they put wood over there, because all the weight is on those, all these 2x4s that they put here goes all between. Hopefully this makes sense. All right, let me use the product now and seal it. So this is how the cabinet is. It's leveled to the wall. That's why I install it inside the wall instead hooking it up outside. What I did, I sand all this cabinet, all been sanded by hand, mask tape it. You know, outside is a high humidity and raining every day afternoon, so I just hand paint this inside the house. They're all done. This is 24 hours later. You see they're all finished. They dry pretty nice. I really like this paint. It's a bare, and you can actually, you know, paint it with a paintbrush, soft paintbrush, and it came out very, very nice. I called Bear Manufacturer, and they were very helpful over the phone. Of course, you know, they carry them in Home Depot. You see, this is what they suggest to use. I really need a quart, not a gallon. Just made a mistake by too much. Really, a quart could do both cabinets. But I called their 800 number. They answered right away, and I told them what I'm planning to do. They suggest what to buy to get the paints as smooth as possible. Let's fix some plumbing I have to do and then install this. And this piece was totally off, so I took it apart, cleaned it totally, sealed it, as you see right here. Put this back and tied it with Ziploc so it doesn't come out. Anyway, that's done. All right, I installed all this drawer. I left them open for several days like this until the paint dried totally. As I showed you, it fixed under the sink as well. Everything is done. I just received this from Amazon. These are the self-adhesive, you know, clear pad. Right, this, you know, to install them all the corners. So when you close it, it's protecting the paint, and also reduce the noise when you close this thing. So I'm going to install all this. All these vents, they were very old. What I did, I took it out, clean it, it was really dirty, and then paint all of them. There's 3 that need to be installed, and everything was bleached, cleaned, painted. So let's install them. This long 8-foot trim, they call it quarter round, was too thick. So what I had to do to trim it, I got a 2x4, cut it with this table saw, of course, to fit here. You see, like that. Then I turned it around and I start feeding this underneath, because you cannot trim something like this, it's gonna break. So that is what I did. You feed it right inside here like that, and it's gonna cut it to the size. Hopefully this makes sense. Otherwise, this 8 foot long, when you trim it, so it should be precise. So when you send it through, it cuts exactly what you're looking for. All right, this is what I had to do for some of the trim. As you see, I put a trim here to hide the mirror, that ledge. And same thing here, of course, it's painted like that because of the gap between the ceiling and the mirror. I cut some board like this so it fits the curve here. There's like a transition from that to this one. All right, there's one here, one there, another other side. So this is how it look like. I think it came out very well. It's more modern look than the way it was before I got it started. Since they had here like a gold metal trim both sides, and it was out of fashion, you know. And so everything was gold. I removed it from here. Today I'm going to spend time to build frame around this mirror. I got this board 12 feet long. I used this tool, you know, I marked it 45 degrees, okay? So it's going to be cut right here. Of course, that's going to be cut later here. And I'm going to use that tool right there, cut it to the size. Make sure you wear ear protection because those usually is pretty loud, and also mask so the wood dust doesn't get into your lung. I wrote down the measurement I need, always good idea. One thing I highly suggest to measure it several times before you cut. These woods these days are pretty expensive. You want to make sure measure it 2 or 3 times before you cut. All right, so let me start doing some cutting. All right, after cutting it, now I put it here temporary. So how I'm gonna mark in the back, of course, I can turn this around. You see where those thin metals are, like that, right here. So I can mark it. See, this is need to be cut. I'm gonna do the same thing other side, so I know from back of the board I need to shave here a little bit, so this be flat on the mirror when I install that. All right, let me do the other side as well. All right, you see how I shaved those? Just a little bit both sides. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this 3M product and I'm gonna put it right up here. As you see, I installed that tape, top and the bottom. I start peeling this off now. This is a plastic, you just peel it off totally and then you install it, all right? You always install the top first, then the sides. Let me show you what I mean. Let's assume you put this one up here, and if there's a little gap, you always can cut this one to try to adjust it with that. You remember, the ceilings are not straight, so that's what you do. You see that little gap over there? I can actually cut this one a little bit, then it's gonna fit perfect, all right? So hopefully that makes sense. You put the top first, always. Then sides, the last gonna be the bottom, because then the bottom you can do different cuts to make sure everything fit together. I'm gonna use this Gorilla glue, wood glue. So I'm gonna glue it right here, then install it. Okay, you see the glue came out, the extra one. I'm gonna get a paper towel, remove the extra. This is a good example with the trim and without. You see the difference? Is a lot. So the frame actually, it makes the mirror much nicer. To get this, lay correctly, there's a trick. Those double-sided strips are pretty strong. If this is not lined up correctly, you cannot remove it. The best is, after you put the glue and everything, hold it with both hands. Of course, I cannot show you exactly because I'm videoing. Hold it with both hands like that, and should be against the wall, right? When the top head to the other one, then gradually bring this back like this, okay? If you install any other way, it might not line up correctly, then you're gonna have a lot of issue to remove the tape. Those double side tapes are very strong. Came out very nice. I'm really, really happy with this. Again, the frame around it, all going to be painted. Of course, those fixtures is going to replace too, hopefully soon. It came out pretty nice. I'm very happy with the end result of this. As you see, I moved all those boarding around this closet door. It was in pretty bad shape. Whoever installed it, they used hammer to install those nails and has a bunch of bruise everywhere. So I removed them. I already purchased the board, so I'm in the middle of cutting it and installing it right here. Finally, the shower doors arrived. I picked it up. The box has a bunch of damage. Both glasses are still okay. It hasn't broken. There's a bunch of cardboard, and when they picked it up, they messed up the box, but the glass still is okay. So I'm going to take this thing out of the box. As you see, I set the laser here, and just to make sure everything is lining up. I already put those 2 brackets here. You want to make sure this is level before you put the glass in. So now I need to install the glass. This middle here, this rod, I already measured it, how long it should be to fit, the opening. This was this long. As you see, I taped it. I put a masking tape. Then the best way is, this part here, It has a thread, as you see. This part's gonna come out. So get this is what I did. I put it over it like that. Wherever the measurement was, I used the pen, goes around it. Then actually I cut it, as you can see, using this saw. And always you want to protect this. If you put it somewhere, you don't want to scratch it up, right? Of course, after you cutting it, get a sandpaper and sand this area pretty well so the sharpness goes away. You don't want to cut yourself. See, it's not sharp anymore. We do this for safety. All right, as you see, I installed that as the manual suggested. I installed this temporary. Use this leveler to make sure this is totally level. Did also put this thing in that again as manual suggested. See, like that. I pushed it all the way against the wall. And then I used a pencil. See, then I marked it. As well as the other side. Already marked it. Alright, so now I'm going to remove this bar, drill those, install this. Again, I'm following the user manual. It has a great instruction how to do this. Alright, as you notice, that is installed. Also, I sealed all the glass all the way down, all the way here, and this is the product I used. Is 100% clear silicone, so that is sealed. I'm going to install the second door, which goes right here. As I mentioned, I'm using user manual. Now we're in step 16, so I'm going to install all this to the door that actually open and shut. So I have to install those, and there are some other thing I have to do with this. Again, I highly suggest to follow the user manual. Make your job easier. All right, this is the final result of this shower door has been installed. All right, next what I'm going to do, I'm going to install that door right there. See, I already put the hinge, and then after that I'm going to install this door right here. Last thing I need to do is replace these old faucets with this new one. Is a Moen. It's a very good product. So that's what I'm going to install there for both sinks. That's the last thing I need to do. And this is the end result with master bathroom renovation. It just turned out very nice, very beautiful. I'm very happy with the end result. I'm going to show you all the thing that we went through to finish this project. Of course, this was one side of the bathroom, one of the sink area. The shower, as you can tell, is all done, finished. Very happy with the end results. It was a lot of work, but it paid off. Hope you enjoyed watching this video and see how you can save a lot of money doing this thing on your own and make it the way you like to be, as well as just enjoy doing the work and see the end results. I hope you enjoyed this video. You all have a great day. Take care. At this time, I want to take the opportunity and thank my subscribers with their uplifting comments. You always encourage me to upload more videos, since this is just a hobby of mine. Again, I appreciate you. Enjoy all these videos, and you all have an awesome day. Take care. If you're interested to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you will be notified when a new video being uploaded. You have a great day.